thought we would go on a bit of a garden tour today, y'all, and also kind of talk about Anassa tristis squash bug here. Bad. I'm just gonna squish it. Anyway, I also wanted to talk about which tomato plants have done well this year and which ones have sucked. We have gotten a tremendous amount of rain throughout the whole spring, and now it's summertime. Just every day, almost every day, rain, which is not the best for a lot of plants, especially I would say tomatoes. So my tomatoes started getting sick pretty quickly. In fact, I lost these 2 rows here. Majority of them crumped, died. Some are still hanging on. I did plant a bunch of tomatoes from seed in April, and I put those out. They're still not that big right now. This one is Alice's Dream, I think. Alice's Dream. Did not do well. Got sick real fast, which I was disappointed about. It's starting to put out some tomatoes now. I live in North Georgia, and it gets very humid. So it's my garden is always very susceptible to disease, all different kinds. There was a cicada over here. Where did it go? Do you hear him? The tobacco hornworms, tomato hornworms, they love this tobacco, you see. Ooh, that's damaged. Oh, I've got a little armyworm. Well, it's not little anymore, look. The chickens like those, though. I got pretty good at chucking worms to the chickens. That's what I kind of used those tobacco for. I did a lot of ornamental tobacco this year because of that, you see? Isn't that pretty? And it does have a nice scent. I've been noticing some holes in the actual flower. Look, you see? I'm kind of curious, what on earth is that? I wonder if we open it up to investigate. Let's see. I'm just curious, what on earth is that? Oh! Oh, yeah, look at that. That is I don't know what kind of worm that is, but obviously it is one. That's new. I've been looking at that the other day. I was like, what on earth? Look at these little holes in the flowers. Now, I've just seen these, ooh, in the tobacco flowers. You see that? Well, that's going to be kind of fun. We can just, well, I won't do that with you. I don't know if that's fun for everybody. We'll just pick them out, you know? Here you guys go. Oh, y'all, I'm silly. I didn't charge my battery, so I'm running low. I'm gonna have to call this quits and then come back later when I charge it. I need to order another battery here. But look at this. This is pretty. This is the accordion, and this is one of the tomatoes that has done really well. Yes, it's getting sick. If you see, it's got some blight. See that bullseye? Blight, early blight will start as that little bit of a bullseye and continually grow until it completely kills off the leaf, you see, and turns brown and icky. And so I've got several different types of funguses going on in my garden. I'll kind of show you. This one's getting blight, but the fact that I've gotten rain almost every day since April, it's doing pretty good. And the only thing, y'all, since I've gotten so much rain, I haven't been getting very many tomatoes. So this whole plant, what I've got, 1 tomato here, and then the 2 up top, they have blossom end rot. Because of all the rain. So yeah, I've got 1 tomato off that Huge plant. Now this one's got a couple more. This tomato plant, somehow, I have no idea, but I swear this happens almost every year. I try to keep things organized where beefsteaks are here. I've got my paste on the other section of the garden. This looks like a pisano. This is a pisano. This tomato has bacterial wilt. You see this? So it's just wilting at the top. It will slowly just kill the whole plant, basically. Bacterial wilt attacks the vascular system of the plant, basically not allowing it to absorb water and nutrients. So you'll start seeing it at the very, very top, and it slowly just kills the whole plant. Normally, I will cut off the sick parts of my plants. I haven't really bothered to do that this year. It's just been too wet. Just kind of let it go. We'll see which ones do well, which ones don't. I'll collect seeds from the ones that have done well, and we won't collect seeds from the ones that have not. This one's putting out a decent amount. This is another accordion, which again is getting some blight, but for what it's worth, it's been through a lot, and I think it's doing pretty good. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tomatoes on that plant. A lot better than the first one. Ah, here's another one of those caterpillars. That looks like a different kind, and I'm scared to touch it. It kind of has almost little spikes on it, you know? I don't want to get stung. I'm just gonna toss it on the flower to the chickens. There you go. That's fun. I'm gonna have fun throwing all those to the chickens later. Now see. Oh goodness, what was this one called? I can't remember. One of the sweet peppers I got. This is the pink eye. It's really starting to grow, and I've been having to remove some of the leaves here to allow a little bit more light to come into the basil. You see, I have basil around all the tomatoes. These two are from a tomato that I collected. This is, I think, its 3rd year in my garden. And they're doing pretty good. They're obviously still getting some blight. But they're still doing well. They're putting out more growth and more tomatoes. You see here, this is all the leaves that have gotten brown. That's all the stuff that died off from the blight. Here's a batch of eggs. Huh. Let me look real close. Y'all, so I got a magnifying glass. It's supposed to be in the mail, and it's not. Yeah, this looks like more. This is beneficial spined soldier beetle eggs. I've been finding a bunch of those in the garden. I found a batch over here that hatched. Let me see. And their little nymphs were crawling everywhere. I don't know where they went. Probably just ran amok everywhere, and I'm sure some get eaten by things. I just saw evidence of a worm, but I'm not seeing it. You see. Little droppings, but I'm not seeing the worm. Probably got eaten by something. I brought my twine because I've actually got quite a few tobaccos that are coming down, you see. Aren't they so pretty though? Look at this. See, that one's coming down. Those are the cinnamon squash and tobacco and beans. It's amazing that there's no squash beetles all over here. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up because I've literally got 2% left. Y'all, I'm so disappointed. I ordered myself a nice magnifying glass so that I can look at the bugs and the eggs in the garden. It said it was delivered and it's not here. It's been several days. So I'm disappointed. I forgot to put that away, shoot. It got rained on it. Rained last night. It's been raining every day. I think I've said that, and I was working on yesterday putting these fence posts up, you see? These work really well to stake up tomatoes, y'all. Because my wooden ones that I had here, I've had these for many years now, and they're just rotting. This tomato came down. By the way, this is the Hungarian heart tomato. I got them from Baker Creek. They're doing amazing. It's funny. Oh, this one's got the blossom end rot from all the rain. But the tomatoes that are doing the best in my garden this year are the heirlooms. Kind of wild. Look at this. And we have a decent amount of tomatoes on there too, even though we've had so much rain, because what happens when you overwater your plants, the tomatoes won't produce as many flowers. Also, the flowers that they do produce can fall off, and then you also get the blossom end rot, as you see. The plant unable to get the nutrients that it needs from the soil because there's just been too much water. Oh, little army worm. You squish them. You squish them. Ugh, gross. It's kind of fun though. It's kind of satisfying. But yeah, these ones have been doing good. Yeah, they've got some blight here at the bottom. But for this time of year, what is it? July? No, it's June. It's still June. It's June 28th. Generally by 4th of July, my tomatoes are pretty dang sick. They're still looking pretty darn good for this time of year. So yeah, this is the Hungarian heart, and then I think I have some of the giant garden paste in here, which did decent. Not as well as this Hungarian heart. Here we go. Here's one. Yeah, I put out a bunch of giant garden paste F1 hybrids throughout here. Lost a lot of them. There's still a few left. These ones over here, the tomato that did the worst in my garden, y'all, which is the one I was excited about, I thought that it would do well, is the Pisano. There are a few here, barely, I mean, they're hanging on, but they don't look that great. The tomatoes are small. The plant is very just leggy looking. I thought that one would do well in the garden, but it hasn't. But I'll be sticking with that Hungarian heart next year. And the giant garden paste did okay. By the way, I found out what that caterpillar is on my tobacco flowers. It's called a tobacco budworm. I was going around yesterday just getting rid of them. They obviously feed on the buds, and they'll also feed on the leaves. And I was seeing evidence of caterpillar droppings on my tobacco leaves, but I wasn't seeing any caterpillars. But now that I know what to look for, they've been quite easy to spot. So Yeah, I just went throughout and picked them all off yesterday and gave them to the chickens. And they kind of come in different colors. Some of them are green, some of them are kind of a brownish green. Ooh, I hate those ones. It's the leaf-footed ones, y'all. Those ones give me the heebie-jeebies. They don't bite, but they're just huge, and I don't know, it's that little back legs, you know, or... Yeah, this one's coming down. Here. You go that way. Okay, here. That's gonna be a nice sized tomato. You see the pink eyes are doing really good now. The other thing I like about the pink eyes, and I like to use them as a companion plant with my tomatoes, by the time my tomatoes are, you know, looking really ugly and dying off at the end of summer, these are taking over. So kind of masks the fact that my tomatoes are looking kind of sad. So that's why I put them everywhere. Put them all over every single row this year. This fern, it grows in this spot. This one's putting out decent. Let me go wash my hands. I try to squish the bugs with, oh, I gotta pick those, don't I? Yeah, I try to squish the bugs with a leaf and not with my hands. But that one was, those ones are fast. Leaf-footed ones. We finally had some dry weather this week, and that's been helpful. I feel like these summer squashes here are finally growing. Along with the peppers. I feel like the peppers and the squash really have gotten stunted from all the rain. But I think that just last few days of drier weather has made a difference. I'm very happy with using the ornamental tobacco this year. The hornworms and the armyworms love it. So it's been working as a great trap crop, but also you've got all these beautiful flowers that also smell really nice that the pollinators love. So, and you see they grow pretty tall with these poor sad tomatoes over here. These are the two rows I was talking about that really got hit the most as far as sickness goes. Uh-oh. Oh, is that what I think it is? Pretty sure, yeah. There's pickle worms. They're here! Dang it. The bastards. Little tiny one in there. You'll see the little hole in the flower. So if you ever see a hole on your squash flower like this, you've got pickle worms. Oh yeah, there he is. There. Ew. Gross. Ew. Yeah. They're here. So I'm honestly gonna just remove this plant completely. These are the ones that were supposed to be my spaghetti squash, and they were not. So, hey Belinda, here. Things are getting wild over there. It's like a jungle out here. So that's good to know. I can go through and check. Oh, hello, spider. Ah, another one here. So the pickle worms will eat on the flower, but then they'll eventually make their way to your fruit and destroy your fruit. Make little holes in them and eat them from the inside out. Yeah, there's one in here, you see? I just take the flower and squish it. The pickle worms always sneak up on me every year. Isn't that gross? That's fine. I will, oh yeah, look at this. Look at that. Yeah, made holes in here and they're pushing out all that stuff. All of that's the frass, their droppings that you see on the outside there. Chuck that to the chickens. I'll just come out later and I'll remove them all. You can use BT against the pickle worms. I don't personally do that, but I know a lot of people that do. Oh, that'll be fun. These are all coming up anyway. We'll be ripping them up. And I started more spaghetti squash just yesterday, so I got 2 trays. I really do like this creeping Jenny, y'all. It is pretty. Oh, and check this out. This right here, this plant, well, this is a tomato, but this is culantro. It smells delicious. It smells just like cilantro, you guys. I planted this last year, and I've got a couple batches here that have just reseeded themselves. So I didn't have to replant this, which is great. And it tastes really good too. It's like very similar to cilantro. I mean, almost identical in my opinion. It is a bit stronger, I would say, as far as you wouldn't need as much. Don't use as much. But it's great. So if you see, it's a bit spiky how it's reseeding itself. So I'll just let that go ahead and reseed. And eventually we can just have a little patch of culantro here. This is a weed. This is kind of in a partial shaded area as well. And I think that's why it's done better. You see I put the basil here in the front. It's in the back as well. I did have some on the sides, but the dogs running through pretty much ruined that. But I've got the oregano here growing along the outside. I'll be saving seeds from these Hungarian heart. And let's check. See if the pickle worms are over here yet too. Probably. You really want to watch out for them on your hard squashes. Like these are going to be my cinnamon squash pumpkins. And look at this. Love it. This ground cover is really filling in nicely here, and this particular stuff can handle the shade because when this keeps creeping up, this whole area will be shaded and we'll still have a nice green ground cover here instead of me having to put down mulch to contain the mud. Now see, these are little squash beetle larvae that hatched here that I must have missed. Just squish them. I swear, those pickle worms are always so sneaky. Sneaky little guys. You're gonna need to go this way. This area's gotten crazy. This doesn't get that much sun back here, so the tomatoes they don't do that great. I just basically put a bunch of the pink eyes and tobacco here. That startled me. I brushed y'all against this leaf and it made a funny noise. A couple paprika peppers here. Got some sage. That does smell good. This is that white sage. I love it. You can make your own smudge sticks, you know? Kind of fun. This area is jungly back here. I did plant some mint in my garden, and I've got some of it taken over a little bit here. Honestly, just mow it or let the chickens eat the stuff that goes that way. Dogs! They got into the goat pasture. There's the way back there that they're sneaking in. Hi! What are you doing? You're a mess. You're okay. You're okay, Pippi. So here, these are some jalapenos back here, along with some comfrey that I planted. Don't worry, the dogs are just going for a swim. Not allowed. Whew. Only mating around here is allowed between beneficial insects. We kind of had our wave of lady squash beetles, and now I've got the little Anasatristis squash bugs coming in. Oh, hello. You guys are starting to perk up. Some of these tomatoes are getting a second wind here. They've really struggled, and they're coming back. Aha! I see you. You think you're being sneaky. Do you see them? Tomato hornworms. They gave me the freaks, y'all, but they don't bite. Belinda! Here you go. An easy way to spot these worms on your plants is you can see their droppings. That's how I could tell there was a hornworm right there. I did a lot of basil this year. These tomatoes are going crazy. Sorry, spider. I didn't see you. Probably about 7-10 feet tall now. You know, he's indeterminate, so we'll just keep going. I'm just mainly trying to make sure I get the worms. I keep the worms off the plants because they'll eventually sneak their way over to the fruit, you know? We don't want that. The sun's becoming brutal. But yeah, as far as my garden goes, this row's doing the best. So the artichokes here. This comfrey's gone crazy. I need to get in here and clean up around the rocks here. But I'm gonna have to go in. That sun's becoming intense. Oh, it feels so much better right here in the shade. I like that. I'm just glad I'm getting tomatoes. I was worried when the weather was just crazy rain every day. It's like, you know, I was thinking I was just gonna have to say goodbye to my tomatoes this year. But surprisingly, I have quite a few left that are doing really well, considering I'm gonna get a lot of grapes. We only had a couple Japanese beetles this year. That is it. Nathan's been really good the last few years coming out here with the tall ladder, because I can't reach very well up here, and knocking them all down in a bucket. I think he's only had to do that once or twice this year, and there were just a few. And also the rose slugs. No rose slugs. Kind of wild. I mean, it's great. Oh, look. Cicada shell. That's what you're hearing right now in the background is the cicadas. It's that time of year, y'all. It's hot. I need a pool. Tempting. Ooh, we got some figs in here. Look at that. Yeah, the figs and the blueberries are really starting to ripen. I need to come out here and just pick them and put them in the freezer until I have enough to do something with, you know? Make some fig Newtons or something. All right, y'all, I hope you're doing well, staying cool. Take care, and we'll see you next time.